What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, DN Duel commentary. My opponent's rating is 815. Not really that high. I go scissors, and then I try scissors again. He hits me with rock. I always go scissors, as I've said many times. I'm going second with my Inzektors. Let's see. I've got Allure, Max C, Forbidden Lance, Wabaku, Phoenix Chain. If I would have went first, I probably would have just set Phoenix Chain and passed turn. Instead, I think I'm just going to set Wabaku and pass turn. I don't really have a play here. Allure, I have no darks. Foolish, I have no Inzektors. So it's like, what am I going to do? He summons Card Trooper, and that'll at least let me know what I'm playing against. He hits Dark Resonator, Thunder King, and Tour Guide, which I'm just like, wait, what? So I'm still a little unclear. His face down Spirit Reaper, which unfortunately makes me burn the Wabaku. I would have been happy to eat the 1900. I don't really care about that. But I wasn't going to lose a card in hand. You see that now I have at least something that I can allure. I wouldn't want to just summon Ladybug just to pop a card with Hornet. That would be a little unproductive because Ladybug just kind of sucks with it out there by itself. So I'm going to banish that. I think I'm going to go into a Monk play. Now, here's the thing. Monk plays, when you don't have everything that you need, Monk plays can cost you a lot of advantage with Inzektors. Also, they're highly susceptible to hand traps. I mean, Valor and Max C kind of rate Monk. You know, Max C is a card where it's not really particularly great against Inzektors unless they're trying to go off. Valor is, obviously. But both of those cards are good against Summoner Monk. So, you see that I'm going for Hopper because I've got the Foolish Burial. So, at least I'll be able to get rid of that pesky Spirit Reaper just by blowing it up with Hornet's effect. And then, you know, I guess I could go into Dweller and get rid of Card Trooper that way. I don't run Black Ship of Corn in this deck because there's like never a time where I actually need it because, you know, you got Hornet and shit. So I'm thinking that's the play. Now you could make the argument that I could have just went, I could have pitched the Foolish Burial. I could have went Armageddon Knights. I could have attacked over the Card Trooper, and that would have saved me one card. He would have still had Spirit Reaper on board, which it's kind of a troublesome card. I guess I could have like killed it later. Maybe that's probably what I should have did. We'll see anyways. So you see that I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Spirit Reaper on board or off board. And Spirit Reaper is just a card that I don't like leaving on board because you never know when your opponent's going to get rid of something on your field, and then they're going to have a wide open field for Spirit Reaper. Then it's like, oh fuck, I'm losing cards out of my hand. I can't kill this monster. I'm just going to lose. You can see that I'm going to activate Abyss Dweller's effect, attack Card Trooper, so he won't draw any cards. And he still has 4 on 6 when he draws anyway. So my position isn't, it's not great. You know what I mean? Right now I'm kind of hoping that he'll use, you know, something that I can max C and draw a bunch of cards off. He draws, or he activates Card Trooper after he summons it, and he's going to pitch 3 cards. 3 level 8s if I'm not mistaken. BLS, Hyperion, and Archlord Christia. So he tries to attack, which means I'm going to have to burn the Lance. I'm going to activate, what's it called? I'm going to activate Abyss Dweller's effect, and then in the damage step, go Forbidden Lance. But he's like, oh no, wait, I wanted to do something. So what he's going to do here is he's going to activate Herald of the Orange Light on my Abyss Dweller, which is, it's going to cut his advantage down some, but he's still going to, I guess, have Card Trooper on board to make up that advantage. And, you know, he doesn't want to lose his Card Trooper and not be able to draw. Not twice, anyway, because he'd still have an open board. He'd be taking 1,700, and he just wouldn't have any field presence. So, as you can see, Forbidden Lance goes back to my field. Abyss Dweller dies, and I'm just going to eat the 1,900. Card Trooper, or excuse me, Max C in hand, not really looking like it's going to do much. And yeah, Phoenix Chain on board, also not really doing much either. Unless he drops something like Archlord Christia or Master Hyperion, which would essentially force me into using Phoenix Chain. And speak of the devil, and the devil shall appear. That's exactly what he does. He goes Archlord Christia, which makes me burn the Phoenix Chain. Now I have Call of the Haunted, although I don't think I really have anything good to use Call of the Haunted on. I guess Hopper. Yeah, I can just use it on Hopper, I guess, and blow up the Archlord Christia. Now he does play Tour Guide, so at least I'm going to get some value out of my Max C, and that actually lets me draw Centipede. So Assuming he doesn't kill me, I'm actually back in a good position now because Centipede was essentially the card that I needed to kind of get back into this game. Either Centipede or Dragonfly. He puts everything into defense mode for what reason I have no idea. And I'd have thrown everything into attack mode. I guess he was really fearing a Mirror Force or something like that. He only lets me get one card, but one card was all I needed because that got me the Centipede. And now I can pretty much just go, I can go nuts on his field. I think I'm going to try and get rid of his back row. Either the back row or the tour guides. I can attack over tour guide. It's Forbidden Lance, which I believe he's going to probably chain on my, yeah, he chains that on my Centipede. And let's see, I think I'm either going to get, I can't get Sword now because, you know, he lanced me, but I can still get, what's it called? I still can get a, I can still get Dragonfly and be in a good position. The fact that I still have Call of the Haunted set is good, and I have another Fiendish Chain just in case he happens to rip the what's it called? If he happens to rip, you know, like Hyperion or Chaos Sorcerer or something like that. Now, I still can attack over his Tour Guide in defense mode. I wanted to attack over the one in attack mode and do some damage, but the Lance is obviously going to prevent that. But, you know, still not in a horrible position because I've got Dragonfly in my hand. He only has one card, and, yeah, the Card Trooper can run over my Centipede, but, what do I care? I'm just going to kill Card Trooper next turn anyway. And let's see, we set the Fiendish Chain, we kill his Tour Guide, and that's the end of that turn. And he just scoops it up. I guess that he didn't feel like he had a way against, or he had a way out of Dragonfly. And, you know, I guess he thought, you know, if he would have attacked with Card Trooper, I still could have just lanced it and kept my Centipede on board. He probably looked at those two things and thought, okay, it's not a good position. So I'm going to side out my MSTs for D-Fissure. I sided out a Monk. What else did I side in? Yeah, Gozen matches. The reason I sided in Gozen match because it appeared to be a Chaos deck. Not only did he run Trooper, that's Earth, he ran Reaper, that's Dark, and then he was running Agents, that's Light, so Gozen match seems like a pretty good option there. Okay, we're going second here. Once again, I've got Hopper, Double Fiendish Chain, Forbidden Lance, and Gigamantis. Not a really good hand, but the fact that he summoned Earth first turn is definitely good because now I can take Hopper, which at this point I kind of consider Hopper an expendable card, and I'm just going to summon an attack. And if he uses Honest, whatever. If he uses Deep Prison Mirror Force, I really don't care. You know, I want him to burn a card on Hopper. You know, I'd be happy if he used a Bottomless or something like that because that's just a Bottomless that he won't have for Centipede later in the game. I think I'm just going to set Fiendish Chains and Lance. I really don't have much of an option here. Hopefully he doesn't like the Creamy or anything like that because he showed me so many powerful boss monsters in the first game. You know, this guy showed me Hyperion. He showed me Archilocristia. He showed me BLS. So I have to kind of be on my toes with the with my Fiendish Chains. Like I kind of think setting multiples isn't really a bad play there. So you see that he's gonna activate Venus's effect. I can't afford to use my Fiendish Chains on Venus. I have to save those for the boss monsters. What I'll do here is either I'll just let Hopper die or I'll just use like Forbidden Lance. I'll probably just let Hopper die because even if I Forbidden Lance, if I Forbidden Lance the what do you call this guy? If I Forbidden Lance the Venus, I still can't get over the I still can't get over what's it called? I still can't get over the freaking Gachi. So I feel like just letting him die is probably the best decision, which I didn't do. I went ahead and I used the Lance. I think I should have saved that Lance because I can't kill Gachi. So it's like, what's the point? He uses let's see, I use that in the damage step, and let's see if he burns Honest or something like that. He does not. He just decides to let Venus die, and that's the end of that. Now, I still have this problem of this Gachi on board, and I can't kill it. Now, see, you look. If I had saved my Forbidden Lance and I had let what's it called? I had just let my my Hopper die. I top decked the Centipede, which means I would have been able to trigger Centipede off the Hopper, and I would have been able to get my deck rolling, search out Gigamantis or search out Hornet and just, you know, start fucking them up right now. But instead, and I actually top decked back-to-back Centipedes, which I wouldn't because I would have shuffled my deck. But you see right now I'm kind of stuck. I don't really have any plays. And, yeah, using that Forbidden Lance was just, it was stupid. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. You know, it might end up costing me the game because he's just racking up on advantage. He's racking up on boss monsters while I keep drawing dead cards, you know. Call it a Haunted. I think maybe with the Call it a Haunted, I should just, well, he MST'd it. I was thinking maybe I should just, well, no, I actually don't play Black Ship-a-Corn. We realized that in the last duel, so, yeah. I really don't have a way of getting rid of that fucking Gigament, or that fucking Gachi. Alright, he banishes Earth. He's going to summon Hyperion. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Hopefully he just attacks and gets this fucking Hopper off of my board. He's going to use the effect, banishing Venus. And what's he going to target? He's going to target a back row. They're both Phoenix Chains, so I'm going to burn one. Yep, I say that I'll chain the Phoenix Chain against your Master Hyperion. This is good because now if he uses Lance, it's like, well, it really didn't matter. Hopefully I draw something good. Thank goodness I drew a fucking Ladybug. Now I can actually play my deck. So, I think I'm going to, I'm looking at my extra deck and I'm trying to consider my options. Like I can go, I really don't know what the main best play is here. But anyways, I think I go into Centipede. I'm just going to try and trigger its effects to search out Hornet, knowing that I have another Phoenix Chain. He activates Herald of the Orange Light, so okay. Now Centipede's just gonna die, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I have another Centipede anyway, and I'm just gonna pass turn. Now I still have my Hopper on board, so I've got at least something protecting my life points in case he happens to summon another monster like another Venus. He MSTs the Phoenix Chain, which I'm like, okay, that's fine. He's probably gonna try and use, yeah, one of the Shine Balls or the Herald to target my back row, which I just chain another Phoenix Chain. He MSTs it, and now he plays Thunder King Ryo, and he just tries to basically just go in. And I'm in a pretty peculiar situation here because I can't leave anything face down on the field because he still has the Herald of the Orange Light. He could just pick it off with Hyperion. I can't actually use my Pod Duality, so right now I pretty much just have to rely on being able to run over Centipede with Ladybug, and hopefully I draw something decent off of my my Pod Duality. Like I think defense would probably be like the best thing that I could get here. Like actually, you know what? I miscalculated. I totally fucked up. I totally forgot that he has Gachi. that's why I thought about this and I was like, fuck. Yep. I'm gonna lose because I can't get over the Thunder King Ryo. So I just end up setting a bluff, hoping that he uses Master Hyperion on that, and that maybe he'll run out of fairies, which it doesn't look like he's going to. He just attacks. He looks right through my bluff. He doesn't attack with Master Hyperion, and he's just like, screw it. So I drew something that was extremely useful at the time. I drew Allure Darkness. I accidentally shuffled. I drew Wabaku, which is good because at least it'll save me some damage. And let's see, I drew Insect Imitation. Insect Imitation at least works really well with Ladybug. Here, I can banish either Tomato or Gigamantis. I go ahead and banish the Gigamantis. Although Tomato isn't doing a ton right now. I'm gonna set Tomato and Wabaku. I think he still has a monster in his graveyard though. Doesn't he still have Herald of the Orange Light in his grave? So I'm not super sure why I did that. I'm not super sure why I set the Tomato. Although you can make an argument that the play that I would have done with Insect Imitation and Ladybug, it wouldn't have been able to clear his board anyway. So I guess this was the only play. Now right now I guess he could Black Rose me and he could try and play 4 cards against 2, which wouldn't be awful. I mean, he'd still get Gachi, so technically he'd have 5. That's actually probably what I would have did. I just would have tried to go 5 on 2 there. You see that I'm going to drop I'm going to summon Armageddon Knight off the tomato. I'm going to put Hornet into my graveyard, and then this way I have my monster play kind of set up. You know what I mean? Assuming he doesn't have what do you call that? Assuming that he doesn't have Herald of the Orange Light, or that he doesn't have Effect Veiler, I'm in a good position to counter his play. Although the one problem is I still can't use this Pop Duality. You see I drew Gozen Match. Gozen Match is fantastic here because he has an Earth Monster, 2 lights, and a Dark. Oh my god, Gozen Match is going to shit on him. So, you see that he tries to, I try and go into Hornet off of Ladybug. He's like, that's fine. I'm like, alright, well, I'm obviously going to try and use your, try and target your back row. And let's see what his back row is. It's called the Haunted. He does not chain. Now I'm going to activate Insect Imitation. I'm going in the Dragonfly, of course. And I think I'm going to try and get rid of his both of his light monsters, and then just try and lock him in the Gozen Match. Or excuse me, he activates he activates one Herald of the Orange Light, and I'm just like, well, fuck. During his turn, I immediately Gozen Match. I should Gozen Match because, yeah, you know what? I didn't Gozen Match. I just let him Black Rose me because I am a fucking idiot. And yeah, that's how I lose this game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why I didn't Gozen Match. If I would have Gozen Matched him, he wouldn't have been able to Black Rose me. I lose everything on my board, and now I'm playing 3 versus nothing. And I don't have Dragonfly, so obvious mistake was obvious. I can Pot Duality, and let's see what I'm going to get. Gozen Match, Inzektor Sword, and Insect Imitation. Taking Gozen Match. You can keep that Gotchi on board. You just can't summon anything else. You're going to have to burn, at the very least, an MST on this thing. But what this does is this makes it so that he can't really do any damage. Like, the Gozen Match technically keeps me in the game. You know, because what's he going to do? Attack me for 700 every turn? Eventually, I'm going to draw an Inzektor or a Call to the Haunted or something decent. I mean, if he's going to plan on beating me by doing 700 for the rest of the game, I'm perfectly content with that. You know, you can set all the monsters you want. When I flip over Gozen Match, it's pretty much a wrap. I draw Insect Imitation. I set Insect Imitation. He sets 1 card in his back row. And I just pass turn. He draws another card. Again, I'm still -3 at this point. He summons a monster. I'm immediately going to flip Gozen Match on him. He's going to either lose his Gotchi or he's going to lose his Venus. He chooses to lose the Venus. I'm assuming that set card is like a Spirit Reaper or something like that. I draw a Lance. I set Lance, and a Ladybug could work wonders right now. He MSTs the Lance, which I'm like, go for it. I don't know why he didn't MST the Gozen Match. That just seems like it would have been a little smarter than me. Okay, this is why. He summons, I think, BLS. Yep, he summons BLS. That's 4,600 exactly, and that's a wrap. So, yeah, I made a stupid play there, letting him Black Rose me, and that's all she wrote. Easy ways to lose game 2, guys. I don't think I side decked anything. I think I left my deck exactly the way it is, Gozen Matches and all, and we're going to be going first during game 3. And let's see what we're... He's still saying, I mean, Inzektors is a pretty basic deck. You know, you side in Overwork, you side in DD Crow, Effect Veiler. There's not a ton of thought process that goes into it. You know, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, Macrocosmos, you know, shit so that the Inzektors either can't activate or when they equip the monster, they just die. Ways to take out Hornet, so on and so forth. I'm going first. Let's see what I start out with. I've got Monk, Hopper, Ladybug, Lance, Centipede, and Wabaku. One of the best things that you can possibly open with is Ladybug and Centipede, because it gets your deck rolling, not only because you can just get straight to Excalibur, so essentially you have a floating 2400, but your opponent really can't commit cards to the board because very soon you're going to have access to Inzektor Hopper, or excuse me, Inzektor Hornet, so it's like they can only commit so many cards to their back row. You know, they can't if they MST the Centipede or they MST the Sword, that would just be idiotic because then it's going to trigger twice. You know what I mean? So they're kind of in a bad position. You know, one of the only plays that is like a really good counter is like Tinky Bear because, you know, yeah, your opponent does get the Centipede back, but at least you kill the Centipede on board, you take away their board presence, and then you're able to attack and get another Tenki. He MSTs my face down, which is chainable, Wabaku, so now I'm protected for battle for the entire turn. And I mean, now he just kind of has to think. He's playing 5-on-5, but you know, I've got a 2400 beater on board, and he doesn't have any board presence, so it's like, what can he do? You know what I mean? And even if he kills my Centipede, it floats. It's just gonna go back to my hand, so I'm definitely at a good position. I think at this point he's just gonna try and go into the Gotchi play, which doesn't actually save him because I could still just attack over either Gotchi or Venus. So I mean, he has to look further than that. I mean, he could go into miss something. You guys know the one I'm talking about. The rank 2xc that requires Dark Mist. Yes, the rank 2xc that requires 3 cards. It requires 3 level 2s. But then if I have Hornet, I mean, that shit just dies to that. So you know, I think he has a lot of thinking to do here. He's definitely not in the best position. Advantage is definitely on my side in the game right now. It looks like he's just going to go into Gotchi and probably just pass turn. I mean, he can't do any damage, so he'll just have to pass turn. The Monk in my hand is probably just going to sit there. I'm not going to waste Monk. You can see now that I top decked the Tomato, which is good because it'll help me get to my Dragonfly, you know, if I need that. I'm going to activate my effect, and now I'm getting a little smarter. I'm asking him if he has any responses before I show him what I'm doing. I'm trying to see if he's going to activate Herald of the Orange Light because, you know, I fucking hate that card. So he just sits there. I think that's long enough. And I'm going to activate Hopper. Why do I keep mispronouncing these things or saying the wrong cards? I'm going to activate Ladybug. Centipede's going to get me Hornet. And I think I'm just going to attack over Venus. And I'm going to see if he's going to try and use any removal or anything like that. He chooses not to. And it was smart because I had normal summon. So had he used like Honest, I just would have summoned Centipede back and started blowing shit up on his field. And I definitely don't think that he wanted that. Also, I would have gotten my second sword in my deck. So it's like he wouldn't have accomplished anything at all, you know, during his turn. He has 4 cards in his hand. He draws 1 and just passes. Now I actually got the second Excalibur, and I'm going to start activating Hornet's effect and just trying to get rid of his back rows and stuff like that. He chooses not to activate Call of the Haunted, which is a terrible card to play versus Inzektors, to be honest, because unless you have something like Card Trooper where you can have Call of the Haunted kind of replace itself with that draw from Card Trooper, it's just really bad. I'm going for Dragonfly just in case that I need it. And right now, I feel like I have control of the game. I don't really need to summon any other monsters. I mean, the only thing that he could really threaten me with is like BLS at this time. I'm looking through my extra deck. I'm trying to see what I could potentially do. I think I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna summon Dragonfly. Like I don't want to see. I'm trying to end the game as quickly as possible. I don't want him to get to his boss monsters because if he ends up dropping like a Christia plus having like an Effect Veiler, that could be a little problematic. He plays Max C, which I'm fine. I'm not going to exceed. I'm just going to leave all my monsters on board. So you're only going to end up getting 1 draw out of this. I think off the second Centipede, I should go probably for Gigamantis. I already have, you know, all the swords in my deck. Gigamantis is an explosive OTK card, and that is exactly what I go for. I'm not going to try and go for game here. At least I shouldn't. You know, I should just, move to battle phase, do a little bit of damage, let him take the 1-for-1 off of Max C, and just attack for 2600 and then pass turn. I don't even think I should use the sword on either one of those monsters. I should just set the lance and pass turn. And let's see, is that what I do? Yep, that's what I do. Leaving the sword in hand just because it gives you more triggers. He summons Thunder King Ryo, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I think he's trying to just get rid of Dragonfly, which if you can't get rid of the two centipedes, you know, I mean, I'm not a player that likes to prolong the inevitable. If I know that I can't win, I'll just scoop, you know what I mean? So maybe his back row is like an overworked or something like that. Maybe it's something really good. You see that I equipped, and you know what? It is an overwork, so, you know, good for him. He actually had the card that could actually stop me at the time that he needed it to stop me. Now, the one thing is, You know, I'm thinking if I maybe should Lance, but I feel like that's kind of a waste. He uses Overwork, so the Inzektor Centipede that had the sword and the one that didn't have the sword, they're both going to die, but, you know, I can still just, what's it called? I can still just go Dragonfly into Hornet. And at this point, I'm going Gigamantis. I'm trying to go all out. He's only at 4,000, and he only has 4 cards in hand. So you can see that I'm going all out. So Gigamantis is going to trigger, and Dragonfly is actually going to trigger twice. And you can see I'm saying, fuck Gores, I'm going for it. He uses Max C. Now at this point, he's only at 4,000, so I am going for game. You know, I'm like, fuck Gores. Gores doesn't exist until I see it. So Dragonfly triggers twice. Gigamantis triggers once. Hopper can easily just blow up, what's it called? Hopper, Centipede. They can all just easily kill Thunder King Ryo, and I'll have let's see, 1032 plus 17. That is, oh goodness, I'm so bad at math. Plus 800. I guess I could technically make Cowboy for 800 more on top of that, and then maybe equip Gigamantis. Okay, just a lot of options. I know I can easily get over 4,000. So you can see he has 5 cards. Let's say if he happens to have something like Gores. He doesn't, so I end up winning. Thank you guys for watching as always, and take care.